So Galani Kumalo, who many of you will know as a presenter on a reality drug-busting television show, was officially announced over the weekend as ActionSA's mayoral candidate in the Ekurhuleni Metro, this ahead of the local government elections next year. The announcement was made by party president Herman Mashaba. This is how Mashaba described Kumalo on Saturday.
A leader who will end corruption in our city. A leader who will restore dignity to the forgotten communities in our city. Someone who will deliver services for all residents of Ekurhuleni. Someone who will give Ekurhuleni the fresh start it deserves. A leader who will fix the city.
Well, let's speak then to the man that Herman Mashaba praised at that announcement, Xolani Khumalo himself, joining us on the SABC. Good to have your time this evening, sir. So Herman Mashaba said there that you are a leader who can end corruption, restore dignity to the people of Ekurhuleni, deliver services and fix the municipality itself. What makes you the best candidate to do that over, let's say, an ActionSA councillor who's been in Ekurhuleni since the party participated in the first local government elections 4 years ago?
Thank you. I believe the work that I've done has shown the type of leader I am and the type of passion I have to serve the community and to make sure that I restore law and order. So I think the track record that I have in terms of fighting crime and fighting lawlessness has brought the leader of the SA to believe in me and believe that I can do a good job.
As I understand it, you were approached by ActionSA leader Herman Mashaba when you had approached him about some sort of proposal, and that's how we got to be here. Were you an ActionSA supporter in the first instance? And when he asked you, what did you make of the proposal before you? Did you accept immediately?
I was a follower of the ActionSA because I was checking their work and it happened that a week before that, I had a conversation with people that are close to me, and just to find out how are they feeling about the ActionSA, and did some research. Then when I spoke to Mr. Mashaba, everything just changed. The stars were aligning, and I accepted.
So you then accepted the criticism, or the one thing that people have flagged, in fact, about you running as ActionSA's mayoral candidate in Ekurhuleni is that, yes, we know you from the TV show and you've worked, I understand, outside in other ways as an activist, right? But you don't have government experience. So is this campaign, with you as the face for ActionSA in Ekurhuleni, is it going to be dependent on your celebrity status from the TV show? Is that what you think is going to give you the edge over the other candidates?
First of all, I don't understand what a celebrity is.
Well,
I believe I'm known because of the work that I've done, you know. And if people regard me as a celebrity and I identify myself as an activist, I don't know, maybe a celebrity is my nickname.
Well, you're a different sort of activist, because not every activist has a TV show with a large following. So the point I'm making is, are you hoping that the people of Ekurhuleni who know you from Sizok'thola will then translate into automatic votes for ActionSA? Because you ultimately had a TV platform, whereas you may be going against people who've got more experience in government and would rely on that.
I think the people that will vote for me are the people that believe in me, because as an activist, I've interacted with communities and I've listened to the cries of mothers who are crying for their children who are hooked on drugs. I've listened to the communities that are bullied by criminals and drug dealers who take over territory. I've entered places where even some of the police officers are afraid to enter. So because of the bravery and the passion that I have in fighting crime, I think and believe strongly that the people that will vote for me are the people that have faith in me and they trust that I can deliver what they.
And of course,
because I was not born a crime fighter.
Right.
I was not born a crime fighter. But with growth and seeing the things that are happening in our communities, that evolved me into being the person that I am today.
And being a mayor, I know you've said that corruption, when you were speaking today, is going to be one of your main priorities. In fact, you've declared it public enemy number one, right? So realistically, how are you going to deal with that? Because as mayor, you won't be able to be the one going from one door to the next, one person to the next. So what will be the strategy of the Metro to deal with that?
Crime, crime is very broad, and corruption is the biggest crime because it puts a lot of citizens in a disadvantage. The things that should be given to them are not given because of people are committing crime by committing corruption. So, as a mayor, I'll work with the EMPD because those are the Metro Police, and we will form a unit that, number one, will tackle the drug syndicates, number two, the gangs, that will tackle illegal mining, illegal foreigners, and all the lawlessness that we see in the city. And there'll be another unit that will mainly focus on corruption.
So why can't the current law enforcement resources in Ekurhuleni achieve all of that? Why do we need a separate unit, and how would you fund a separate unit?
Because of corruption, the money or the budget that is allocated for certain functions, it's not doing that. So with aligning the resources that's supposed to go where they're supposed to go, that will help us, and we will save a lot of money because of corruption will be gone. So the biggest or the first step that we need to do is to root out corruption so that the resources can be there for the utilization by the city. And people get service delivery and make sure that jobs are created. Because some of the contributing factor to crime is unemployment.
And I know you've said that the fact that you don't have government experience should not be used to discount your run to become mayor as part of the ActionSA team in Ekurhuleni. But ultimately, people in Ekurhuleni, like in Johannesburg and Tshwane, etc., they want services immediately. They want to see things like corruption being dealt with immediately. How much time are you giving yourself to be able to learn what is required so that you're able to deliver on these promises almost instantly? Who is going to be holding your hand, for example, to ensure the work gets done?
I believe when the time comes for South Africans to cast their vote, I'll be having enough experience because I'm going to get into council very soon. Next week I'll be sworn in, and I'll get into council and I'll understand very well what is happening with the support of the team that we given, deposited to me, so that we can be able to understand exactly what's going on. By the time I become mayor, stars would have aligned already.
Xolani Khumalo, good to talk to you, ActionSA's mayoral candidate in Ekurhuleni. I wish we had a lot more time, sir, but I'm sure we'll be catching up with you throughout your mayoral run in Ekurhuleni. For now, thank you very much for your time.